Previously on Talk That Talk.
Smarter than hackers, right? So we joke about it all the time. Going to State Fair Classic, you got people screaming your name. People with
totally agree with that. That fun fair soccer thing, that whole idea that everybody wins, that's when kids start getting soft.
And she was a white educator that created that concept that everybody deserves a sticker. The truth is, everybody don't deserve a sticker.
Nah, they don't. They don't. These kids are afraid to fail, so they fail to try.
Man, Chris used to say that. Oh man, that was right. Chris, man. Good Lord.
Baldwin?
Yes.
Nah, that's all me, baby. I made that up.
Man, he said that to me. Oh, you probably said it to him when y'all online or something. I don't know. But he said it to me in 2002. I think it was 2002.
I'm about to call Chris on that one. I'm stealing my stuff.
What's the saying though? I'm gonna use it.
Try to fail to try.
You're afraid to fail, so you fail to try.
Yeah.
And that's these kids today. They just don't want. They don't. That's why they love to say, "I don't care" so much. Well, I don't care. I don't care. Yes, you do. You just don't want somebody to hold you accountable for it. Well, I don't care. I don't care. No, you care. You don't. And let me tell you something, man. Being a therapist and working with the kids that I work with, the young people that I work with, it's not getting any better anytime soon. I can tell you that from an honest place, it's not getting better.
So you and just asking about your profession specifically. So you see this directly on a normal basis, and so you experience what the educators are experiencing in some type of way.
I'd say about 10 years ago, I came to a principal and I asked her, what you thought about bringing on licensed counselors onto your campus to help y'all deal with some of the issues y'all dealing with. She was totally against it. And I think that was back then, that was kind of the consensus among educators. They didn't want licensed therapists on their campus. They wanted the school counselor there. But like, no, you might be saying that of how y'all feel now. But back then, they didn't want us on their campuses. But now all they do is call us in for everything.
Well, I will say this: it may have been administrators, or was it the educators in the classroom?
The administrators.
Okay, well there we go. That makes sense. And
I guess because
be like, yo, this kid needs some real like counseling, like, yeah. So okay,
and even now, most of these positions on these campuses want you to have 2 or 3 years of teaching experience before you can apply to be, but. No, you don't need another teacher. You need a counselor. You need a therapist. You need a licensed professional, tried and true, inpatient, that's been on a unit type of therapist, not somebody that's been making schedules. That's not the same thing. Like they like their counselor certification ain't the same thing as my my LPC and my 12 years of experience. We ain't the same. So with these kids coming up, man, they're different. They're different in a lot of ways. The typical means of motivation doesn't work with them. Like to challenge them to do better, or to, kind of like even hype them up. They don't really speak to them.
It don't.
And it leaves me in a position like what can I do to make you understand you're going on the wrong road? And so why I got to talk to you every week? Well, listen, if you weren't doing the things you were doing in class, remember when you walked out yesterday? You walked out slamming the door at your teacher and threw that chair? That's why we're talking right now. If you don't do that, you're playing your video game right now instead of talking to me. Is that resonating? It still doesn't. Because they still blaming their caregiver for putting them into therapy. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just...
So and even to add to that, here's the thing, because this is what I see. Due to some of the trauma that some of these kids endeavor through on a daily basis, they need therapy just for that. It's like some of the situations, y'all, that I've seen and witnessed, or these kids have spoke about. It's hard. I'm gonna just be real. education honestly is failing our kids, bottom line overall. Just call it what it is, that we're failing.
I agree.
And it's a few of us that are trying, honestly, through our various contents, are trying to save as many as we can. Again, my analogy when I talk to people is we're like Underground Railroad conductors. Hey, do you want to get to freedom? Okay, this is what I need you to do. Because freedom comes through exposure and education. So, with that being said, I got to educate you that, hey, there's a bigger world out here than just this neighborhood. So, what I need you to do is, hey, play this horn. Just play it for 3 years, but go off to school so that you can see and experience different cultures and experience different people and realize that you're not the most important person in the world, that they have other people around you that can grow you and make you a better person and individual. But the problem is with the trauma that they deal with, and we're so focused on data and scores and standardized testing and all of that stuff, we can't even teach kids to critical think. So they can't even discern real talk what's best and what's not. I got, why did you even have a fight with this person? Well, because they stepped on my shoe. Yeah, but honestly, when you're grown and a person steps on your shoe and then they might kill you, now the decision is over. You can't even, like, you have a lack of discernment because you're just so angry about what happened to you. But you can't talk to the counselor, unfortunately, because she's worrying about the master schedule. She's worried about testing. She's worried about other stuff. It's not fair to the kids. So we truly have kids raising kids, and a lot of times they may be being reared by their grandmother. Let's not speak about if the area is exposed to drugs or whatnot. That's just something else. And I know everybody doesn't come from that because you have the adverse effect. I've also known teachers that teach in affluent areas that they have the pressure of being great. We don't know that. We don't speak about that either. What about those nationalities that come from overseas? Those Middle Easterns, those the Indian, the Nigerians that have the pressure of being specific professions, and their family sometimes excoriate them because they had a beat, or
That's a
make
real
them sleep
thing.
outside, or make them sleep outside. Or what if they want to go in education, but they say no, you only could be a doctor, an engineer, or a lawyer, and then they decided to do something else, and their family just owned them. Like, we don't speak about all of the things because we're not teaching children holistically. We're teaching them for a test. That's why they're great test takers, but they can't think worth a damn.
Amen.
That's what we're dealing with.